Hi there, welcome to episode 40 of Minipod. I think that most of us as pastors, we want our church to be successful, and some of us, we need our church to be successful. Wanting and needing are two different things, at least I think so. It's important to recognize the difference between these two desires, wanting versus needing, and along with that, to discover a definition of success that is both healthy and realistic. A definition of success that focuses solely on numbers, by that I mean, attendance and offerings, it's unhealthy, primarily for the pastor, and it's unrealistic. My experience in working with pastors and the churches that they lead has shown time after time that a church can be healthy and still not grow numerically. I've also come to realize that a church can be unhealthy and grow numerically. Strange as that may sound, it's true. I don't think it's necessary or wise to ignore attendance and offerings, but what is necessary is to find a definition of success that has very little to do with numbers. A great question for the pastor to ask his or her leadership team would be, how might we define success for our church if we could not refer to attendance and offerings? Now, having said that, I want to return to this issue of wanting versus needing. Like I said, so many pastors, they need their church to grow. They need their church to be successful in order to feel good about themselves. They need their church to be successful in order to receive recognition and applause and respect from fellow pastors and oftentimes their own denomination. Now, keep in mind that this need is usually below, I would say, the surface. Oftentimes, it can be unknown to the pastor. But when your self-worth is wrapped up in the success of your church, you're headed for heartbreak and burnout. Now, of course, one could want their church to be successful for all the wrong reasons. But once again, for me, somehow wanting seems more natural and healthier than needing. Do you want your church to be successful? Do you know what you mean when you use that word successful? Or do you need your church to be successful? How wrapped up in numbers is your definition of success? Are you depressed and discouraged because you feel your church isn't successful? If so, what's the real issue behind these feelings? Here's something in closing to chew on. The closer one moves towards God in personal intimacy, the less one needs their church to be successful. And once you reach this place, you're going to be free indeed. This is Dave Jacobs of Small Church Pastor. Have you been over to my website, smallchurchpastor.com? If you go over there, you're going to find out a lot more about what I do, and there's a lot of resources there for churches just like yours. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you next week.